What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Wolves Den. I'm your host Victor, and today I'm bringing you a review of Phantom Boy. Now, this is a French animated movie that came out in 2015, I believe, going off of IMDb. If that's incorrect, please correct me. It's got its English dubbed release this past 2016. I'm not sure which month, honestly, but it was this past 2016. I can reassure that, at least. It's a movie that I'm not too sure is all that known here in the U.S. I haven't seen much on the internet other than like the general stuff you can find about, but just about a movie in general. As far as, people, like, for example, here on YouTube, I haven't seen many videos on it other than its trailers. That's really it. I've seen like 2 reviews, I think, but other than that, it's just trailers. So I don't know how well known it is, but I stumbled upon this at Best Buy one day. And I'm big into animated movies. I'm looking at the artistry on the cover. I go to the back to read its little like paragraph synopsis stuff, and it got me curious about it. So I finally decided to pick it up at Redbox. Just in case it was crap, I didn't want to end up buying a horrible movie. So I just decided to Redbox it, give it a shot, see how it is, and I was thoroughly pleased, honestly. As I mentioned, it's a French animated movie. The directors are Jean-Luc Felcioli and Elaine Gagnol. I'm a stupid American. Foreign names are tough to say. So essentially it's about this boy who, you get the impression he's come down with cancer because he's going through treatments. He starts off with having hair and then he ends up bald and he's stuck in the hospital for a while. So I had that gut feeling he was going through cancer or treatment for cancer. And so it starts out on that, and then it shows this detective doing his thing as a detective. Some story stuff happens, and his boss gets mad at him, and he ends up getting pretty much downgraded to having to just sit and watch these docs. All the while, this blackout happens because of the villain called the Face. I don't know if that's a direct translation from the French to English, but if it is, simple and to the point for what an enemy is, because it's one of those cases where if somebody was completely messed up from some form of an accident where they needed to get like really, really deep plastic surgery in order to not be, as messed up looking as they already would have been. And so it's essentially that. It's just represent the series of plastic surgery across his entire face. And the way it's represented through the animation and artistry is kind of cool. I looked at one of the behind the scenes where they were interviewing the directors, and one of them was highly inspired by Picasso paintings. And it's kind of obvious with the face, with how he looks. It very much looks like a Picasso type of thing. And that just goes along with the animation artistry style that they were going with. They weren't just doing a plain, simple animated movie. They were wanting to make it, colorful and pop out and just unique. And I liked it. And this boy that's in the hospital, he's able to phase in and out of his body. Like, not necessarily as a ghost, but like when he goes to sleep, he's able to, kind of like in the Insidious movies, be portrayed outside of his body. But like that is him, just not in physical form. I mean, he's able to fly around, and because of the whole thing that's going on with that detective and the face, the docs, the detective gets injured, he's in the hospital, and him and that boy meet up. Because that boy knows how to, do this little phantom form very easily, he asks him for his help in order to, try to solve the case involving the Face, try and stop his evil plan and whatever, find where he's located, all sorts of detective stuff. Because he's stuck in the hospital, he can't go out and venture around himself. So he has his help. And it's pretty cool to see them do their thing. He's flying around, and he's able to talk through his own physical body. So it's kind of like a cell phone in that type of way, when you quickly call somebody and let them know what's up. And all the while, too, there's this reporter who's trying to get too involved. It's a stereotypical annoying reporter person, honestly. So now there's another person in danger that he's got to worry about, along with dealing with this bad guy. It was just a stereotypical thing. It was easily overlooked just because it wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't that big of a point. The only thing I really didn't like was the fact that the detective, while he was in the hospital, he would try and call his supervisor, the police chief or whoever he was. He wasn't. I don't know if he was a captain. I don't remember if it labeled him, but whoever his boss was, he would try and call him repeatedly throughout the movie, and hey, there's this. I found this out. Yada yada yada, and everything he was saying was being completely discounted, ignored, and all that stuff. Which, if that can work well, if the script is written properly. The only thing about it was, he'd call, "What the hell are you doing? I told you not to call me." It's like, okay, isn't he a credible detective who is trying to help as best as he can? Like, that was the thing. It's like he wasn't being respected as a detective who got injured on the job. He was being treated like a kid who was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that kind of annoyed me. It was just wrong in this, with how he was a professional, but it's like what you say doesn't matter. He's a detective for a reason. I don't know. That got a little annoying. The only other problem it had, really, which is just a minor thing, it's really just a nitpick, is its length. Including the credits, it's an hour and 25 minutes. So it's a short story. It's a short movie. I mean, it's not too short, but it's it's on the shorter end of it. And because of that, it's a fast movie. Not much backstory, not much, exposition. Which, thank God, there's not too much exposition. Too much exposition could get really annoying. But it's because of that length that it's like it felt as though it was missing pieces to its own story, its own puzzle. Like there was some stuff that I was wanting to learn, stuff that didn't go in depth as much. It just felt incomplete. Is all. It was a good, genuine story for what it was going for with this Phantom Boy, but it felt like there wasn't enough. There was some elements missing. Is all. And the animation is really cool. It really is. It's definitely different than what I'm used to. But I'm used to watching American animated movies such as Disney, Pixar, DreamWorks, and Japanese anime. And both American and Japanese animation are very distinct styles. This is definitely, I've seen a couple French animated movies, and it definitely has the same type of artistry and animation feel about it when you compare it to American and Japanese. Because I don't know, it's like each country has their own unique style when it comes to approaching animation. This is still very good. Was it my favorite visually? No, but I recognize that it was still good quality animation in itself. It was very cool, honestly. It was completely hand drawn, and then the way that they went about, the actual animation was it was just cool. It was smooth. It might not be appealing to everybody, just because it's not for everybody, but it was cool. I enjoyed it. It got my eyebrows raised, and I was able to like it. Alright, so my final thoughts on this. It's definitely worth seeing. Weaker story, it just feels incomplete, and that stuff involving the detective getting completely ignored and discounted, that really got on my nerves. And because of those, I give this a B+ grade. It's still genuinely a good movie, but those things just got to me. The weaker story, good story, but it was just incomplete. It had some components that I think would have made it even better if they expanded on it. And then just that part of the detective, that just got to me. So yeah, so B+. It's worth checking out. Thumbs up if you've seen this movie and like it. Thumbs up if you plan on seeing it. Let me know down below what your thoughts are on it. I'd like to know what you guys think, because this is interesting. It really was. It was an interesting movie. I enjoyed watching it, and it got me intrigued. Subscribe to the channel, Wolves Den Reviews. I'd appreciate it. Join my wolf pack. Come into my den. Till next time I put out something. You guys take it easy.